win. Now the Islanders and the Panthers also lost their games. That means the Sabres are 3 points back from a wild card spot. There are 3 games left in the season. Still to come on Good Morning Buffalo, some local kids cooking up special meals in the city. We're going to show you the star chef they're learning from and the side order of life lessons they're getting along the way. Plus how several local organizations are coming together this week and making sure girls in Western New York look best for prom. Welcome back now to a Buffalo Strong effort to help uplift underprivileged kids in the Queen City with a special series of lessons in cooking. Jocelyn Person is taking us to the KeyBank Center, where the top chef for the Bills and the Sabres helped a local charity make some culinary magic with kids.
This isn't your ordinary kitchen.
When salt meets fire.
This is the Heroes Kitchen. It teaches children from underserved communities in Buffalo on how to cook simple foods.
Like, if it wasn't for the curry, I wouldn't be here, like, cooking and stuff. Because normally 10-year-olds don't get to, like, cook like that at my age, but because the curry, he made it work. Yeah.
Several of these kids are at the KeyBank Center.
All the way to the top. Look at that. See that foam? See that?
And Chef Stephen Foreman, who cooks for the Buffalo Bills and Sabres, is showing them the quality of cooking.
Being able to use citrus, using different kinds of oils, more flavorful oils, less harmful oils, being able to teach them how to, use simple, cooking techniques, so that way I'm adding a flavor profile they're not used to, and now they learn how to do it, they can make a better choice to eat healthy.
All right, get your tongs.
The president of Candles in the Sun, Dakari Singletary, tells me working with Chef Foreman and Delaware North is the key to impacting the lives of the youth.
We want to redefine real as far as young men. We want them to know that culinary is not just a thing for women, but also it's huge because within a lot of our homes, going out to eat is not necessarily an option every day, or an DoorDash isn't necessarily an option for cost friendly. So being able to cook from things within your home, use supplies that you have within your home is very key.
And so to just pass on that mentorship and that making those connections with the kids through cooking is something beautiful to me, and I think it's a life skill that everybody should learn to develop. And here, there's things that I'm still learning from Chef Steve, so it's a great experience for us as well.
Throw it in there.
And the hope is for these kids to stick with what this 8-week program is offering.
I think it's important to learn how to cook at a very young age because it teaches you life skills, and you don't have really trouble cooking when you're older.
There are still another 3 regular Heroes Kitchen events on April 24th, May 1st, and May 8th, and I'm told they'll hold a special Father-Son Heroes Kitchen on Father's Day. You can find this full schedule on WKBW.com. Jocelyn Person, 7 News.
Jocelyn, thank you. After a pandemic hiatus, Colvin Cleaners Gowns for Prom returns in the hopes of making prom extra special for young ladies around Western New York. It's a free gown distribution. This is its 15th year, thanks to the Allstate Foundation. It relies on donations and volunteers from more than 40 different agencies from the Western New York community. Everything sorted, clean, transported to Shays. Free for girls. There are thousands of colors and sizes to choose from in the 3-day giveaway. And the event is a big weight off the shoulders of parents and students. One Hutch Tech grad shares what it meant for her when she was getting ready for her prom.
I did not think somebody cared enough to want to do that for me, to want to give me a dress, to want to make me feel really beautiful on my day. And they didn't even know me. They didn't even know where I came from. They didn't know what I could give them or anything. They just wanted to gift me something and just feel good about themselves.
So this year's experience includes earrings and a bracelet for every student who gets a gown.
We also have shoes and purses and accessories and jewelry. It has really evolved more into just a couple gowns that people can select from to thousands and all the accessories, and they can bring their friends and post it on social media and take their selfies. And it's sad to think that a lot of girls wouldn't be able to go to prom without this event.
Right, but great that we have it, right? This year's Gowns for Prom will take place on the stage at Shays. It goes today through Thursday. Because of capacity restrictions, you do have to sign up to get a gown during a certain time. Just go to our website and you can do that. Coming up, how one town in the southern tier is sowing the seeds of community in a unique way. But first, let's take a live look at the start of your Tuesday morning. 42 degrees as you're stepping outside. Josh has your forecast after the break.
Well, yesterday was absolutely sun-tastic. Temperatures made their way towards 60 degrees into the afternoon. The difference with today, It's still going to be mild, but it's going to be a little bit cloudier and it's going to be windier as well. In fact, we're going to have some pretty stiff breezes coming in out of the southwest off of Lake Erie, and some of those gusts could actually be close to 40 miles per hour, especially as we head towards later this afternoon and into this evening as well. As we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, still a little bit of a breeze, but we will have an increase in sunshine and an increase in temperature as well. And I think 70 degrees is within reach as we go into the end of the week. Hour by hour we go here for your Tuesday. Again, there are those freshening breezes coming in out of the southwest. We'll have sustained winds around 25 miles per hour right around lunchtime, but we will have some of those higher gusts as well. And again, temperatures making a run for 60, but because that wind is coming in off Lake Erie, that's going to make it a little bit cooler in downtown Buffalo versus, say, places like Batavia. As far as projected wind gusts are concerned, again, close to 40 miles per hour by later this afternoon. We kind of go in for a closer in-depth examination of some of these winds, and you can see those gusts, again, close to 40 miles per hour in Buffalo, even by about 10 o'clock this morning, but we're flirting with 50 miles per hour by about 4 o'clock into the afternoon, especially just downwind of Lake Erie here into Genesee County, Wyoming County. Some of those gusts may be close to 50 miles per hour, so that's just downright windy. As far as the temperature outlook is concerned, even though it's warm right now and it will stay warm as we go through the end of the week, as we head towards the time frame between about the 18th and the 24th, I think we might be entering into a cooler than normal pattern according to the Climate Prediction Center, but it will be dry. So there's something to that as well. But if you are getting that yard together, you might want to give that some thought. 42 degrees the temperature right now. The wind out of the southwest, it's 7 miles per hour, and the humidity is at 60%. Now, because of these freshening breezes, because the relative humidity is going to be a little bit lower later this afternoon and into this evening, there's an elevated concern for fire risk. So, of course, there is a burn control ban in effect until I think it's May 14th. So we shouldn't be doing any outdoor burning anyway, but just something to keep in mind there as well. There's our disturbance off to our north and west, supplying some of the high clouds that you see in our sky here this morning. As we go into the afternoon, more clouds than sun, that freshening breeze close to Lake Erie into the upper 50s. Away from Lake Erie, we are well into the 60s. This is going to be a dry front that comes on through, so we're just dealing with the cloud cover. We'll have some partial sunshine, especially here this morning. High temperatures again on average in the upper 50s. Windy tonight, gusts of 40 miles per hour. Overnight low temperatures into the mid 40s. There's that super 7-day forecast. Again, look at these temperatures into the low 60s tomorrow. Mid 60s on Thursday, mid 70s as we go into Friday and Saturday as well. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Top 3 and air.
Well, some local musicians getting ready to perform on a big stage. The Clarence High School Wind Ensemble soon going to travel to a military base in Virginia. Then they're going to perform a tribute to the heroes and the survivors of the Bataan Death March in World War II.
Well, we really started this before the holiday break, and we're at a point now where we're really comfortable and that things are rolling along. We're excited to incorporate the vocalists tomorrow, and then next week when we get down to Virginia for our dress rehearsal Thursday night, we're excited to put it all together with the multimedia portions that go along with it as well.
They'll be performing at the military base where the USS Bataan is stationed. And a stronger sense of community blooming in Chautauqua County. It began late last year when a garden club started offering seeds to check out from the Silver Creek Library. As its members tell our Jordan Johnson, it didn't take long for that program to blossom into a success.
Sowing a community through gardening.
Milkweed. We have the pink coneflowers, echinacea, black-eyed Susans.
The Silver Creek and Hanover Garden Club started growing its seed library inside the Anderson Lee Library 4 months ago.
So we were ready by December.
All you have to do is find the 5 seeds you want and check out by listing the date and what seeds you took.
And the best part, you don't even need a library card.
All of the seeds have been donated to the club.
We have so many more that we haven't even been able to get in the envelopes yet. So there's more to come.
And the library director says it's all about bringing the village together.
We're really focused on community events and community center, really engaging everybody in as many ways as we can help. So yeah, the seed library is a big element of that.
For club member Kelly Pluzinski, the seed library has been a labor of love.
It's incredible. I have been wanting to do this for a long time. So when I found out other members were interested, it really was exciting. And we got it going so quickly that every time I would come here, I would be shocked because I couldn't believe that it was really happening.
The Garden Club restocks the library every week and will be open during the Anderson Lee Library hours of Monday and Tuesdays noon until 8 p.m., Thursdays 10 a.m. until 8 p.m., Friday noon to 5, and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., closed Wednesdays and Sundays. Jordan Johnson, 7 News, Silver Creek.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Straight ahead in your 5 a.m. hour of Good Morning Buffalo, the Sabres getting hot at the right time, what they have to do to secure a playoff spot, and some amazing weather's on the way to Western New York when you can tee off to start golf season.
Streaming live to start your day, this is Good Morning Buffalo.
Hi, Good Morning Buffalo. It's just about 5 o'clock here on the start of your Tuesday morning. You're looking live this morning at Oishei Children's Hospital. We are talking about Black Maternal Health Care Week coming up. It's really a big push for different healthcare initiatives in Western New York. We're going to talk about this specific community and why this conversation is so important.
It is really an important conversation. We'll check in with 7 News reporter Kritsia Williams coming up. We'll say good morning to you at 5 o'clock. Josh Nichols in for Aaron this morning, tracking a beautiful forecast.
Yeah, it is going to turn a little on the windy side later this afternoon, but it's still going to be on the mild side. The difference today versus yesterday, a little less sunshine. We should find most of the sunshine here early this morning, and then again as we go into this afternoon, those winds will turn gusty. We could see some winds gusting up around 35, 40 miles per hour, but the rest of the week looks sun-filled, and each and every day we will see an increase in temperature. The trend here is our friend. The trend as far as the wind gusts are concerned today is for those winds to get busier as the day progresses. Again, some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts likely into Buffalo by later this afternoon, and into places like Batavia and also down towards Attica. We could see some wind gusts even higher than that. 43 degrees right now, just a gentle breeze. It's quiet out there. And temperatures are some 10 to 20 degrees higher right now than they were at this time yesterday. Satellite radar put together shows some of the high clouds with this disturbance that's going to end up kicking up some of these breezes. But this is a moisture-starved front. We're really not going to see much in the way from it outside of the cloud cover and the increase in wind. Check out your hour-by-hour forecast. Upper 50s should do it for temperatures later this afternoon. And again, it will be dry, but quite breezy. And 70 degrees is within reach, I think, in the coming days. We'll let you know when in the Super 7-Day forecast in just a bit.
We'll see you then, Josh. Thank you. Don't forget at 5:13, we're taking our conversation that you see right here on your TV to your phone as well. We'd love to hear from you about some of our top stories, including your childhood.
Yeah, your childhood. All right. What are you missing from the good old days? And we're talking the good old days, like the 90s here, too. But first, we're going to get you started with your morning sprint.
New York State lawmakers once again unable to pass the state's budget for next year. They now have until next Monday after passing another extension. The original budget deadline was April 1st. State lawmakers missed that deadline.
This week, the sale of legal cannabis comes to Western New York. The Seneca Nation opens the first pot shop, Nativa Cannabis, tomorrow morning. It's right at the corner of John B. Daly Boulevard and Niagara Street in the Falls. It's open to adults 21 and older.
A Buffalo man confessing to shooting at police officers during a high-speed chase. Buffalo police say this dash cam video is from a chase with Kent Bell across the city of Buffalo last March. They say he fired a gun at the officers who were chasing him. One officer was shot in the arm. Bell pleaded guilty to attempted murder, facing up to 20 years in prison when he's sentenced in July.
A teenager confessed to shooting another teen. The Erie County DA's office says this 16-year-old admitted to shooting a 14-year-old inside a home on Mary B. Talbert Boulevard in Buffalo last month. We're told the teen is eligible for youthful offender status. He's going to be sentenced in June.
TOPS is working this morning to make it easier to get around the cost of gas. The company setting up more electric vehicle charging stations like this one outside the store in Williamsville. TOPS now working with Evolve New York and the New York Power Authority, saying more charging stations will be set up in Erie and Cattaraugus counties. No word on a timeline.
Starting today, local high school students can get the prom gown of their dreams for free. Colvin Cleaners bringing the Gowns for Prom program back to Shays. Today through Thursday, anyone can pick up a clean donated gown for prom. Vice President of Colvin Cleaners, Chris Polani, says it's all about making sure girls have a great experience.
And it is a really, really cool experience. And to see it on stage with thousands of gowns lined up and to see the excitement and the smiles and you know, my father says that he has tears in his eyes every single year, just making it a memorable experience.
So here's how it works. You can sign up online for a time to pick a gown, then bring your student ID to Shays, and you get to pick one. Colvin Cleaner's also accepting dresses year-round. We have a link to sign up at WKBW.com.
The Buffalo Bills are re-signing defensive end Shaq Lawson to a one-year deal. That's according to the NFL Network. Lawson made his way back to the Bills last season after spending some time with the Dolphins and the Jets. Lawson, the 7th defensive player the Bills have re-signed as a free agent. Buffalo yet to sign any defensive free agents from other teams since the season ended.
On the ice, the Sabres staying in the playoff race with Devin Levi's second shootout win, leading to a 3-2 win over the Rangers. They face off against the Devils tonight at 7.
Stop. 3 and air.
That's the sound of the Clarence High School Wind Ensemble getting ready to honor a special group of our servicemen and women. The musicians will soon travel to a military base in Virginia, performing a tribute to the heroes and survivors of the Bataan Death March from World War II, when American soldiers were captured by the Japanese.
And a nice week of weather ahead of us. It means golf season's coming early. The golf courses at Delaware Cazenovia Parks in Buffalo opening tomorrow. They plan to open Saturday, but the Olmsted Parks Conservancy doesn't want to waste, they say, the week of sunshine. The courses are open every day, 8 to 7. South Park's course going to open at the end of the month.
We're lucky to have that sunshine here, aren't we?
I know, and Josh is keeping an eye on that forecast for you. Josh, you were mentioning it's a windier day today.
Yeah, it is going to be on the breezy side for sure. The winds will pick up as the afternoon progresses. We should find some gusts close to 40 miles per hour by later this afternoon. But as you head out to the bus stop here this morning, starting out with temperatures into the low 40s. We actually just have some high cloudiness out there right now, so should be a nice sunrise when the sun does get up. As you head home, get ready for those breezes to pick up, but it's still going to be on the relatively mild side. We hit 60 degrees yesterday. Heading home, we can plan on temperatures in the upper 50s with more clouds than sun.
All right, Josh, thank you. At 5:05, today marks the beginning of an important push for healthcare equality in the country. This is the first day of Black Maternal Health Week. Just last year, we told you KeyBank and the First Niagara Foundation were teaming up to donate $1.5 million to Oishei Children's Hospital. Now, that money was to boost equality, diversity, and inclusion for maternity services.
We know how important this week is for many moms across the country and here in Western New York. Our 7 News reporter, Kritzia Williams, live for us in Buffalo, showing us how one local group is working to help women in need around Western New York. Kritzia, good morning to you.
Ed, Katie, good morning. With Black Maternal Health Week underway, the Queen City organizations like Melanated Moms are working to amplify Black moms' voices. Now, according to the CDC, Black moms are 3 times more likely to have a pregnancy-related death than white women. And in 2021, the agency reported 69.9 deaths happened for every 100,000 lives births for brown women. I spoke with the vice president of Melanated Moms, who tells me between systematic racism, lack of resources, and finances, Black moms are struggling.
So if a woman comes in and she's saying, hey, I'm in pain, or no, something's going wrong, they sort of just chop it up to, oh, well, she can deal with it, it's fine. Or, just how people view Black people in general. Oh, she's drug seeking because she's saying she's in pain, or she just wants more pain medicine. So, how those things are taught in our medical community need to sort of go away. Not sort of, they just need to go away, right? So that, they treat the patient as a whole.
She told me this week is important and the efforts must go beyond just 1 week. Now, Melanated Moms is pairing with other organizations around the Queen City to host events all week long. We'll have all of those events for you on WKBW.com. Now, I also reached out to Oishei to see how that funding has really impacted their business, and I haven't heard back just yet. Ed, Katie?
And we'll keep you posted once we get that information from those spokespeople at Oishei Children's Hospital. Kritzia Williams live for us in Buffalo. Kritzia, thank you. And don't forget, on the other side of this break, we're merging our traditional newscast on your phone.
Okay, so grab your phone. In a couple of minutes, we're going to ask you to comment on those big stories in our community this morning, including, have you heard about that controversy over the copyright of a Buffalo selfie staple? Get those phones ready. We're going to be back after the break.
Good morning to you. It's 5:12 on the start of your Tuesday morning. For those of you who were watching on Facebook Live, I started telling you this as we were merging in the viewers from TV as well. We want to hear from you about some of the top stories that are happening in our community, including this mural that's I think on Ellicott Street. It's the Greetings from Buffalo mural.
So you've definitely seen it before. It's very colorful, and it's actually, ironically, ended up in a number of places, Ed.
So it's turned into this huge controversy. The artist of this mural is now basically invoicing a number of different companies who have used this mural in their publications. We're going to dig into that. And what about the feeling of nostalgia?
Okay. Do you ever feel like you need to be more like a kid? I think a lot of us do some days, right? Like it's just the stress that comes with adulthood and all things that come along with it. So we're going to talk about what adults have to say when they look back on their childhood and they think about it. And how about some memories from your childhood?
What do you miss most?
To hear.
We're going to dig into those two stories coming up in just a second. But first, I'll look at today's top stories.
Today marks 55 years since the Civil Rights Act of 1968 became law, which included the Fair Housing Act. That makes it illegal to deny someone housing based on their race, religion, or disability. While several communities in our region have additional fair housing policies in place, local advocates say there's more work to be done, stating the Buffalo-Niagara region is the 6th most segregated metropolitan area across the country. They point to the Tops mass shooting as an example of how racial discrimination can lead to larger issues. One of the most popular spots to take a selfie in the Queen City is turning into the center of a copyright controversy. Casey Milbrand created this Greetings from Buffalo on Ellicott Street downtown. He says he has a copyright for it and has been sending invoices demanding payments from several local businesses and organizations for the commercial use of the mural. A local tour company told 7 News they got a bill for $5,000 in the mail for including that mural on his Roots website.
So in the news world, there's a thing called fair use. So hopefully we don't get sued for showing you the mural. But a lot of people are now getting those $5,000 invoices because it showed up on private companies' websites or publications. And that's really the issue here.
Well, and some of them are for more than $5,000. It's kind of been depending on what he has sent out to his to these people via his attorney. Now, we haven't heard directly from the artist, right? We've heard from his attorney. What do you guys think about this? I mean, this is a public mural. We know that. It's on the side of a building. Now, again, he's saying he doesn't mind if Ed goes, takes a selfie and shares it on his social media because it's not for a profit. The controversy here comes if an organization, a group, is somehow profiting from that work.
And so I think that's where that invoice, that threat of a lawsuit comes in. And so should a private company have to pay to use this copyrighted material?
Which is in a public space and designed as a public mural.
Right. Good morning to everyone who's here with us. Good morning to Carrie, Melinda, Paula, Chris. Good morning to you. First time, first cup, long time, second cup. We appreciate you.
Welcome.
Grace, good morning. Sandra, Daniela's here. Karen, good morning to you. And Tracy. The artist on Instagram has posted about this. And I just want to see if I can pull that up here.
You know, while you're doing that, we've already got Karen kind of weighing in. And we've got Grace weighing in too, saying it's ridiculous. It's painted on a wall. You should be able to take pictures of it. It is for everyone. Well, and Melinda says you're right. It's public.
Absolutely. So realistically, you are able to take pictures of it. And it's not to say that you aren't. It's to say that people who are basically using this as a business or have a business and took the picture and are using it on the website, perhaps without permission.
And maybe in advertising capacity, right? Like, for example, from the Buffalo Bike Tours, he's one of the people that we spoke with, and he had it in his website, and on his website, it was a picture in front of the mural to advertise a ride that they do where you can look at all the murals.
So this is what he posted, Casey Milbrand, on Instagram within the last week or so. I wanted to share a quote that I have provided to local news stations in the Buffalo News who reached out to me this week, highlighting my thoughts on being a professional artist, why I own copyrights to my work, and my future work in the Buffalo community. Every mural project in Buffalo is an opportunity to raise awareness of how valuable art and artists are to strengthening the connection in our community. Beyond my own art, I want to inspire other Buffalo-based artists across the country as well, how to value themselves, how to respect themselves, and how, most importantly, to protect their work as working professionals. Copywriting every single mural design is necessary if you want to be a professional artist.
Okay. And listen, it is his work,
right?
And there's no denying that he did create it, design it, and put it onto this building.
So interesting point here to continue what he says. My designs have raised thousands of dollars for the community beyond the painting of my murals. This is something I'm proud of. He goes on to say copywriting, licensing, contract negotiations, project management, proposal writing is all something that he's learned through his own art business. So basically he's saying that this is his livelihood, and perhaps another business profiting off of his livelihood is where things kind of get gray.
So you probably have questions about this. We did as well. We took them to a copyright attorney, really an expert in this, who also says this is a murky area. There is so much that exists that has to kind of be weeded out here. So he's expecting that this is going to take really months to be able to figure out.
So Susan, good morning to you, says that it's a public picture, bottom line here. So that's kind of where things stand. Ethically, it's a matter of right or wrong, I guess, in many places, or, legally, it's also a matter of right and wrong as well.
So we want to know what you think. Continue to weigh in about that one. I see Daniel's weighing in, doesn't believe it's a problem on a public wall if the artist has a problem with it. Trying to say is if you didn't want a photo to be great,